Okay, so I'm recording the audio for this. The video was already done, but iPad for some reason doesn't allow. You have to manually do microphone on, which is stupid. So I'll be recording the audio again. These are the kinds of dilemma: complex constructive, complex destructive, simple constructive, and simple destructive. So these are the four kinds that we've already discussed. Now, like some complex constructive is P implies Q dot R implies S. Complex destructive is P implies Q again dot R implies S. Major premise is same in both. In the complex constructive, minor premise may have the affirmation of the antecedent. Okay, and in the conclusion, you have the affirmation of the consequence. Wherever there is constructive, there will be affirmation. Wherever there is destructive, there will be denial, मतलब negation. So complex destructive में you have negation of the consequence in the minor, so not Q or not S, and conclusion में you have the negation of the antecedent, not P or not R. Okay, so those three lines that I drew are said major premise, minor premise, conclusion. Okay, so that is how you write a dilemma, and each dilemma will be will have like major premise as a conjunction between two hypothetical, minor premise will be destructive, and conclusion will also be destructive.
Nice.
So this complex constructive and complex destructive. Now there is simple constructive and simple destructive. Simple constructive में you have the consequence that are the same. Okay, and simple destructive में you have the antecedents that are the same. Okay, so one way of remembering the formula for like complex constructive and complex destructive is, if you remember modus ponens, P implies Q, P therefore Q. So you can look at it as two modus ponens clubbed together. It's not actually like that, but just for your remembering. So P implies Q, P therefore Q. Then you have R implies S, R therefore S. Okay. Similarly, complex destructive will be looks like similar to modus tollens, empty. So P implies Q, not Q, therefore not P. Okay, so same thing is happening twice in complex destructive. P implies Q, not Q, therefore not S. Okay, so P implies Q, not Q, therefore not P, one part, and R implies S, not S, therefore not R, another part. Okay, just an easy way to remember. Now, coming to simple constructive and simple destructive. Simple, the constructive mean the consequent is same. So minor premise will be P or R, which is affirming both the antecedents. Remember, minor premise does not change. So if minor premise has to remain the same, then the same thing, the same proposition will be the consequent. So minor premise is P or R, and conclusion will be the consequent that was the same, Q. Simple destructive mean the antecedent is the same. So you have minor premise, which is the negation of the consequence. So minor premise will be not Q or not R, and conclusion will be not P. Okay. So P implies Q, dot R implies Q, P or R, therefore Q. Then destructive is P implies Q, P implies R, not Q, therefore not R, therefore not P. Okay, so these are the four kinds of dilemma. When you're given a question, you just have to first bring in one of these, and then you have to do what comes next, which is refutation and rebuttal. Now, whatever this refutation rebuttal is, the rules are same. Just apply it to the dilemma that you got. Okay, so there's first refutation, which is यहाँ पे आपको मेजर प्रीमाइस से डील करना है, सेकेंड रेफुटेशन में माइनर प्रीमाइस से डील करना है, और रिबटल में कंक्लूजन से. ओके, सो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड लाइक द सेम. फर्स्ट रेफुटेशन में व्हाट विल यू डू, मेजर प्रीमाइस में जो कॉन्सिक्वेंस है उसको यू ऐड अ क्वेश्चन मार्क. ओके, मेजर प्रीमाइस के कॉन्सिक्वेंस में आप क्वेश्चन मार्क ऐड करोगे इन द रेफुटेशन नंबर 1, एंड द फैलेसी विल बी फैलेसी ऑफ टेकिंग द डिलेमा बाय द हॉर्न्स. सेकेंड रेफुटेशन में आप क्या करोगे, जो माइनर प्रीमाइस है उसमें एक और ऑप्शन ऐड करना है, सो और टी, बस इतना ही करना है. एंड द फैलेसी का नाम है एस्केपिंग बिटवीन द हॉर्न्स ऑफ अ डिलेमा. ठीक है, तो दैट्स द टू रेफुटेशंस, मेजर प्रीमाइस एंड माइनर प्रीमाइस के साथ रिस्पेक्टिवली ये करना है. नाउ लास्टली यू हैव द रिबटल. रिबटल में आप क्या करोगे, जो कंक्लूजन है उसको उसका अगर दो प्रोपोजिशन है तो दोनों को ऑर्डर रिवर्स करना है, मतलब अगर क्यू और एस है तो आपको एस और क्यू करना है और दोनों पे इंडिविजुअली क्वेश्चन मार्क डालना है, ठीक है, दैट्स इट। उसके बाद आपको आएगा द मेजर प्रीमाइस, माइनर प्रीमाइस डज नॉट चेंज, ठीक है, देन यू गेट द मेजर प्रीमाइस, यू बेसिकली प्रोवाइडिंग अ काउंटर डिलेमा, ठीक है। सो ओके, सो नाउ लुक एट हियर, कॉम्प्लेक्स कंस्ट्रक्टिव में आई एम शोइंग हाउ टू डू इट। डेफिनेशन 1 में आई एम एडिंग क्वेश्चन मार्क नेक्स्ट टू क्यू एंड क्वेश्चन मार्क नेक्स्ट टू एस एंड देन एंटायर कंक्लूजन पे आई एम एडिंग क्वेश्चन मार्क, ठीक है। सपोज इज कॉम्प्लेक्स डिस्ट्रक्टिव, उसमें मैं सेकंड में दिखा रहा हूँ, विच इज refutation 2, you just have to add or t, see, okay? And lastly and मतलब पूरा conclusion पे again question mark, so not p or not a question mark. So if it's simple constructive, then refutation 1 is like I've shown, and simple destructive में I'm showing the refutation 2, okay. So same things when just apply to the dilemma that you have given. Okay. Okay, so now I'm showing how to do the rebuttal. So if you have Q or S, then you'll change the order S or Q and दोनों पे negation. Minor premise will remain the same, P or R, and जो आपको मेजर प्रीमाइस है वो आपको या पहले तो P और R सेम रहेगा बिकॉज माइनर प्रीमाइस इज सेम, देन वी डूइंग कॉम्प्लेक्स कंस्ट्रक्ट, एंड जो एग्जैक्टली आपको कंक्लूजन में वो ऊपर आएगा, तो इट विल बी नॉट एस, P implies नॉट एस एंड R implies नॉट Q, ठीक है। So yeah, that's it. And remember, negation gets cancelled. So that's about all the things you have to do in dilemma. I've done a previous video, but I think you guys want me to do like the assignments, okay, questions. So that's what I'm going to do next. But this is basically the rule. Okay. So now coming to your assignments. The question is given to you, and now you have to bring it into form of dilemma and do refutation and rebuttal. So same thing that we discussed. First step is to identify the propositions. You have a politician is punished. He is clever politician. Okay, remember not to include the negation inside the proposition. Then you have again he is punished, and then his lawyer is not clever. His lawyer is clever will be the proposition without the negation. So let's see if the proposition is right. Okay, so PQR, this person has written. So one of your assignments. A politician is punished is P. Then नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे. Then लिखा सकते हैं not भी नहीं आएगा. So he is clever is Q. His lawyer is clever is R. Now you'll draw the dilemma. Okay. P implies not Q. So what have we given? If a politician is punished, then he is not clever. Correct. And if a politician is punished, then his lawyer is not clever. Okay. So these are major premise. That's the question that is given. Now we have to do a dilemma. So we know that antecedents of same होते हैं, so we can do only simple destructive. So okay, so यहाँ से we are going to do simple destructive. Okay, so simple destructive में क्या होता है? The minor premise में दोनों का negation होता है जो भी consequence है. Okay, और conclusion में होगा negation of the antecedent, that is common. So minor premise will be Q or R, and conclusion will be not P. Why Q or R? Because it will be a negation of negation Q, right? And then it will be negation of negation R. So negation will get cancelled. So it will become Q or R. Okay, and conclusion not P. Correct. Now we look at the refutation and rebuttal. Okay, so this is the dilemma. Now you move forward. So first refutation में you have to add the question mark next to the consequence. So जो भी आपके पास consequence है उसमें आपको क्वेश्चन मार्क ऐड करना है। सो यू हैव अ डिलेमा दैट्स हियर, एंड बस जो भी आपको यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंस में आप क्वेश्चन मार्क ऐड कर रहे हैं। सो P implies not Q, Q not Q पे क्वेश्चन मार्क, दैट्स इट। एंड P implies not R पे क्वेश्चन मार्क, दैट्स इट। यहाँ पे this person has done like unnecessary stuff. I don't know where it came from. So, and you also have to add a question mark on the conclusions.
Right.
Okay. And once you're done with that, you have to write the name of the fallacy. Okay, this one is wrong. This person has written is wrong. The name of the fallacy will be. Okay, sorry. This person has done the second refutation first, but again, no need to add the negations and all that. You've got the dilemma, right? So just use that. Okay. So first वाले fallacy का नाम था fallacy of taking the dilemma by the horns. Now you have the second fallacy. Second fallacy में क्या करना है आपको? minor premise के ऊपर एक option डालना है आपको. So यहाँ पे you have Q or R, and you'll just write or T. Okay, that will be the second refutation, and the name of the fallacy is escaping between the horns of a dilemma. Now, when you're given an exam with 13 mark question, you have to do one more step. You just have to write the proposition in words जो भी आपने चेंज किया. So refutation 1 में आपने major premise के साथ चेंज किया, तो you have to write P doesn't necessarily imply not Q, or P doesn't necessarily imply not R. ठीक है, that's it. So basically you are raising a doubt on the consequence. So यहाँ पे आपको लिखना है a politician, if a politician is punished, then it is not necessarily true that he is not a clever politician, or if a politician is punished, it is not necessarily true that his lawyer is not clever. That's it. Now जो second refutation था उसमें आपको मतलब correct है, but ये negation की ज़रूरत नहीं था इधर. So what you do is you write the minor premise. So Q or R or T. So either he is not clever, or his lawyer is not clever, or there is a third possibility. ठीक है, that's like one more step that you have to do for like better marks. You have to write in words. Okay, so this was your dilemma, and you add a third option, and conclusion पे पूरा question mark. ठीक है. Now we'll look at the rebuttal. Okay, so yeah, basically saying what is this? Anyway, okay. Now last part we'll look at the rebuttal. Rebuttal में क्या बोला था मैंने? Conclusion पे जो होगा उसका negation होगा. So you have negation. Negation of negation P. That means it is P. ठीक है. इसको forward कैसे करना है? Okay. So this is your rebuttal. You have to give a counter dilemma. पहले आपने negation P का किया, negation of negation P, that is P. That will be your conclusion. Minor premise remains as it is, Q or R. And now the major premise was P. So major premise में जहाँ पे जो minor है वो वहाँ उसका negation होगा in the consequence. So not Q. And जो दूसरे वाले hypothetical में है R, वहाँ पे होगा not R, the consequence. And the antecedents will be the same, but it will be the negation of the conclusion, so not Q. Okay, so your counter dilemma will become similar. Okay, your counter dilemma will be P in the conclusion because you're doing negation of negation P. Okay, and since it's only one, so no interchanging point, and then Q or R as it is, and then it will be not Q or no, and not R in the consequence upar. because this is destructive we are dealing with. And then the antecedent will be not P. ठीक है, that's your rebuttal. And यहाँ पे when you are like doing the like last step, which is writing in words, you have to write the major premise in words. So यहाँ पे you have to write it. If a politician is not punished, then his lawyer is not clever, then he's not a clever politician. And if a politician is not punished, then his lawyer is not clever. तो यहाँ पे जो भी प्रॉप है उसको ऐसे कंजंक्शन ही बोलना है आपको हेड. इसके पहले वाले में आपको और बोलना था रेपुटेशन नंबर 1. ओके, बिकॉज यहाँ पे यू आर रिब्यूटिंग इट, सो आपको प्रूव करना है पूरा. पहले आपको सिर्फ डाउट रेस करना था, दोनों में से एक कॉन्सिक्वेंट में. सो या दैट्स इट. दिस इज द रिबटल ऑफ सिंपल डिस्ट्रक्टिव. Okay, now coming to the second one. This is again same process. I'm gonna speed it up, I think that'll be faster. So first identify the propositions P, Q, R. Okay, so you have a decision made in ignorance. It is costly. It is costly if it's made in poor judgment. So consequences are the same. So you identify, then you check like what is same. So consequence same है तो simple constructive ही बनेगा. So P implies Q, dot R implies Q. The minor premise will be affirmation of the antecedents P or R. Conclusion will be Q. ठीक है, और ये जो यहाँ पे ये लिखने का ज़रूरत है नहीं, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी पहले क्वेश्चन ही ये था. ओके, तो यहाँ पे दिस पर्सन इज रिटन द एंटायर डिलेमा इन वर्ड्स. दैट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, बट ठीक है, इफ यू वांट टू राइट यू कैन राइट, बिकॉज यू डूइंग अ सिंपल कंस्ट्रक्टिव. तो मेजर प्रीमाइज, माइनर प्रीमाइज, कंक्लूजन तीनों को वर्ड्स में लिख दिया, कोई बात नहीं. नाउ वी डू द रेफिटेशन 1, which is adding question mark next to consequence and question mark next to the conclusion, and fallacy का नाम है taking the dilemma by the horns. Then you do the second refutation, which is escaping between the horns of a dilemma. You're just adding a third possibility on the minor premise and question mark on the conclusion. Okay, and now you do the rebuttal. Rebuttal में क्या करना था आपको? Negation of the conclusion. So if you have Q here, that we will write dot Q. Minor premise को as it is P or R. Okay, and so आपका major premise है, that will be P or R. minor premise है और constructive है तो ऊपर भी antecedent will be P and यहाँ पे R implies जो जैसा conclusion है exactly as it is. So P implies dot Q, R implies dot Q. Okay, this is your counter dilemma. और यहाँ पे words में आप लिखोगे तो major premise. So that's it. Now coming to the last one, यहाँ पे you have P, we are aggressive, Q, we are accused of hostile acts, R, we are passive, and S is we are threatened by disaster. So all 4 different. So you have P implies Q, dot R implies this. Then we have like a simple thing to make is complex constructive. So again that is not required, but take it then. So now refutation number 1, refutation number 2. This is exactly what I've done in the previous video. So same thing, no change. And then you have to give a rebuttal. Okay, so rebuttal will be this. Okay, so maybe B. Sorry, this is the simple complex destructive I'm doing. Okay, so now last one was remaining was complex destructive, so I'm doing that as well. So this is complex. So if you have 4 different propositions in the like major premise, then you can make either. Easy one is complex constructive. Let's see complex destructive. Now ये dilemma है आपका, फिर refutation 1 में आप question mark add करोगे on the consequence और पूरे conclusion पे. बाकी process remain the same. Words में आपको major premise लिखना है. Then refutation 2 में you'll add a third possibility on the minor premise. Then rebuttal में what you'll do is you will interchange not P और not R का order और दोनों पे लगाओगे negation. तो चला जाएगा negation हो जाएगा R और P. Okay, minor premise as it is, and then major premise will be since we are doing destructive, जो conclusion में है वो antecedent है और उसका negation आएगा. क्या था हमारा complex destructive dilemma? P implies Q dot R implies S, not Q or not S, therefore not P or not R. ठीक है. अब इसका रिबटल करना है तो कंक्लूजन बोला था इंटरचेंज करना, तो यहाँ पहले नॉट R और नॉट P और फिर दोनों पे इंडिविजुअल बोला था नेगेशन. ठीक है. सो बेसिकली ये बन जाता है R और P. Negation cancel. Minor premise as it is, not Q or not S. Okay. Now we write the major premise. Major premise is conjunction of two hypothetical. Now what is the we're doing with complex destructive. So जो conclusion में है उसका negation होगा consequence ऊपर, sorry negation होगा antecedent ऊपर. तो यहाँ पे R है तो यहाँ पे होगा not R, यहाँ पे P है तो यहाँ पे होगा not P. Okay. And consequence will be the negation of the जो minor premise में. तो यहाँ पे होगा Q, यहाँ पे होगा S. ठीक है. Now same thing जब भी आपको refutation rebuttal करना है, refutation वन में आप question mark डालोगे in the consequence of the first one, the major premise, and refutation टू में आप एक और option डालोगे in the minor premise. और refutation of rebuttal में you are going to do this, and when it comes like when writing in words, you have to write the major premise in words. So not R implies Q and not P implies S. Okay, so that's it. The same rules but just the dilemma जिस पे आप apply कर रहे हो वो अलग है. Okay, so I think complex destructive में you're getting stuck at the negation and so on. Just remember destructive है तो minor premise में consequence आते हैं और constructive है तो minor premise में antecedents आते हैं. ठीक है.